Starting to spit some rain, so that's the bucket for the Hyundai. That thing is 0.37 of a yard capacity, so that means 3 scoops you're over a yard. Probably 2 heaping scoops there, you'd probably be just under a yard. About to load up some wood and carry it up there to Biddy Sawworks today, which is the 22nd of March. And tomorrow, which is the 23rd of March, is the open house. And I'm gonna go up there and get set up for that. Real quick, I'm gonna use the Kubota to do that. I do have the Grapple on the Hyundai, however you say it, in there in the shop. But let's check the radar right quick and see what it's looking like, because it wasn't doing this when I came down here a while ago. Show y'all something here on the Kubota that I did. My vinyl seat was starting to kind of crack right across here, so I see these seats covers advertised all the time on Instagram. That's primarily where I see them, those Tiger Tough. And I ordered this thing. I didn't reach out to them or anything, but I done some studying on them, and it looked like they were pretty good, and they're a little bit pricey. I think I paid, it was 200 and something for this bottom and the top on it. But look, this came in yesterday. I put it on there. I wished I would have went ahead and put one on it a long time ago. Now this thing's legit, man. It fits like a dang glove, and so these two are separate. You put the top on first, and it pulls around and it velcros to the back of it right there. And then when you put the bottom on, the bottom pulls through and it velcros right there. It's got a little handy dandy little pocket right there. But I'm gonna see, I like the cover so much. It's a Cordura type cover. It's kind of like what I've got on the seats of my 3500 over there. And my 3500 does not, seat covers on it does not fit like these do right here. So I'm gonna check and see if they have one that I can get for the Grammar seat on the Hyundai, and I'm gonna order one for it. And I'm gonna see if they got them for the 5500 also, and I'm gonna get some for the front seats of it. So if you're wondering whether those are legit or not, they are. I mean, it thing fits like crazy. Like I said, I wish I'd have put one of them on there a long time ago, but I didn't know anybody had one, so I just finally said the heck with it and just took a gamble and got one.
I watch you on YouTube all the time.
Do you? So Blake said he's done had a ton of foot traffic come through this morning already. It's 10:30 now. He's got plenty of stuff. Gabe's in here. Gabe just bought a pole saw. Bought an HT250 gas pole saw.
Yep, there you go. I wanted him to fit how I like it.
So this is what it looks like with the Grapple on it. This machine has no problem whatsoever, even at full reach with this thing on here. You know it's 1,500 pounds. Not gonna be a problem at all for that thing. Here's one cool thing too. I can unbolt. I can get me some lugging just like this right here, because the same bolt pattern works on either on the this and my orange Grapple out there too. So I can actually swap the lugging on it, and I can throw the orange Grapple right on here without a saw on it. if I had the case drain plumbed in, which I got too much stuff going on currently, especially with this thing with Blake up there at Biddy's. This weekend, I can't really deal with it or mess with it or anything. But if I had the case drain on here, I could actually take this lugging off, unbolt it, it's just 4 bolts, and stick this lugging on top of my other one, and I could put the orange grapple on here and roll with it. I just connect up my rotator lines right there instead of going through using the diverter, and it wouldn't even have to use the diverter anymore or anything, but that would take care of that. So, and I could run it like that, but I stuck this thing on there, just kind of see one outside, swung it around, you know, with the blade up on it, kind of seeing what it felt like and all that. I did have a guy I'm more interested in the comments. He asked about he said, you know, he's obviously watched for a real long time, and he said, you know, even the logging, want to know why we didn't buy used stuff and why I don't buy used stuff. He said, I never buy anything used. And that's not necessarily true. I did buy a few chainsaws that's used, you know, and occasionally I will. Here's the thing you got to understand, you got to realize about used stuff. A lot of times you don't have a warranty left. Some things the warranty does not transfer over when it's sold. And a lot of times you can get better deals on new stuff than you can get on used stuff. Dealing with used stuff with an individual sometimes turns into a huge hassle factor, and I hate that. I don't like dealing with that. And used means it's used. Somebody else has used some of it. And the used market right now is really high, and some things, there's really not much difference between something used and then something new. And then oftentimes too, this is what really happens, is you end up buying somebody else's problems. And I don't have time to deal with somebody else's problems, you know. And then also too, you can't get a machine like you want it. And what I do is very specialized type stuff, and I have to have certain things. I dealt without things for 5 years on my Kubota. Number one, the extra hydraulics, I didn't have that. I didn't have a pin grab, you know, I didn't have extra counterweight, and I didn't have that stuff. And so to get that stuff, you might look up and find a machine that's rigged out all the way you want it, like this, and got it with the short stick on it, extra counterweight, all that stuff like that. You're gonna have to order that machine to make that happen. You see what I'm saying? So often it's more beneficial. And I want something that's going to work when I hop on it and get going. Sure, you're going to have problems from time to time. I mean, just like I had with the stump grinder, trying to figure out why that thing wasn't charging. And you're going to deal with stuff like that. It doesn't matter, you know, what it is. You're just, different things are going to pop up. And a lot of times it's a lot easier, like, you know, to have something that nothing is bent on it. Like a lot of guys operating, they're not the owner operating them. They slam into stuff with the booms. They bend these lines right here, hit these lines down here and bend it. And you just start off with things just kind of wonky. Oh, I was asked about selling my Kubota. I'm not going to sell my Kubota. I've had that thing paid for a long time. And I'll still run it. There'll be a lot of opportunities where I'll run two. There'll be some opportunities where there'll be some places I will not be able to get in with this machine, and so I'll have to have the Kubota to get in or out or whatever, you know, and everything. But probably, I'm going to say probably 90% of the jobs I do, no issues. I'll be able to get in there and work with this machine and get the job done. And I'm going to fix it to where I can swap back and forth between the grapples. So if I'm going to be running and I maybe not necessarily need the saw, you know, I may not put this grapple on it. I'll put the other grapple on it and take off and do that. But yeah, man. So hopefully that answered quite a few questions. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.